In the name of Allah. It was winter, cold and snowy. An hour after sunset, a girl opened her eyes in a remote village in Ghazni province of Afghanistan in 2005. They named me Fatima. Right now, I'm 18 years old, but my experience is much higher than my age. I proudly identify myself as an advocate and staunch proponent of education, while simultaneously acknowledging that I have personally encountered challenges within the education system. In school, while I was elite, hardworking, and successful, my jokes also had their place. I was the happiest person in the class. Also, I was active in sport, especially in handball. Our team always won the competitions. But my school days were not easy for me. Despite the beauty, laughter, jokes, efforts, and success, every step to success was full of worries and problems. I remember that I faced several dangerous accidents. Like when I was in the first grade, my elder sister came to me in a hurry and full of fear and said that we should go home soon. I asked the reason, but she didn't say anything and only cried. Later, I found out that they had placed mines on the road. This was not the only incident. In terms of security, we were in a very bad state. I remember very well the attacks that took place in educational centers, schools, and universities, like Kabul University, Abdurrahim Shahid, and many others. Our school was also warned several times. Despite all these challenges we faced, we continued our way and persevered because we believe that education is the only key to unlocking our potential and building our country. We went and studied with a world of fear. My classmate and I were so frightened. I remember that we used to get together during reaction hours and plan how to escape before school was attacked one day. The school where we should study with a calm mind. But our mind was confused and we were worried about which way we could escape from them. There was no day without explosions, suicide, and heartbreaking accident. During this period, I experienced a lot of explosions, gunshots, and similar incidents. But still, I went ahead and was never discouraged or disappointed in reaching my goal and desire. We didn't have a good economic situation, but these problems could not stop me. I used to do calligraphy and knitting. I learned to weave, and besides studying, I thought. It was really interesting for me, but my students were older than me. Well, in short, my problems and expenses were wholly solved. Finally, I was in the 12th grade. I decided to prepare for the entrance exam. The hardest days and the busiest days were the first days of the year 2021. The untimely time I woke up was 5 o'clock, and the earliest time I slept was 1, 2, and even 3. I tried my best on the way in class, at home. Even Easter and holidays were a good opportunity for me to work on my question. One day, they said that the list of E-lists was announced. I went with excitement and saw that I was included in that list. I checked 3 or 4 times, and the last time I made sure that I was included in that list. Out of hundreds of hotter, the limited number in that goal, and I also witnessed the result of my efforts. The only fun I had was a few minutes a day I sat with my mother, that patient and kind woman, and told stories about my dreams. My mother always motivated and encouraged me. She was my true supporter. Problems always blocked me and stopped me from continuing. From not having 20 Afghani to purchase the mock test for several weeks, to not being able to have required books which are essential for better learning outcomes. All of these were necessary for learning, but for me the limit was not important. I just continued regardless of the circumstances. During this period of my studies, a new area of challenges was emerged: the COVID-19 quarantine. We were banned from going to the study halls, but in my room as before, with a heart of hope, where I was studying even more than before, and I was trying my best. After some time, the quarantine ended, and when the quarantine ended, our first semester exams on my school started. My studying during the quarantine helped me, and exams passed very well. There were 2 topics left and we were about to take the chemistry exam. All of a sudden, the exam clothes were collected and they told us to hurry to our homes. They said that the city was captured. There was sweet coldness filled me. I got up and hurriedly moved towards the house with tears in my eyes. But I was still thinking about tomorrow's exam. We had a daily literature on my favorite topic. I said to myself that I will come tomorrow and take the exam and get the perfect discourse as always. The terrible sound of the gun was in my ears all the way. I made the way home through the alley after the alley. After that day, the schools were closed for us. But I didn't sit alley and silently. With other girls and my classmates in the virtual world, we carried hashtags and mourns for our rights, until the educational centers were opened and a window of hope was found. But the environment was mostly male, and the girls were least visible. There was no hope on anyone's face. The hard days dragged down one after the other. On one of those days, when we had a mock exam, I got up in the dark in the morning. It was not yet fully light. I left and arrived before the exam started. I had finished my math part questions. A sound filled the school grounds. Yes, a deafening sound pierced through the air like thunderbolts of destruction. It was the sound of shattered dreams, the sound of lives being torn apart. In that moment, they had not climbed only our friends, but a part of me, forever wrapping me offside in my left eye and my left ear. Everyone was scared and screaming. But I thought that this happening like all others. I didn't believe that. So I got up and started to calm down the class. But the loud sound of another shot was heard. I looked behind me and saw a young man with a face full of anger looking at me. After that, I didn't hear the sound and only smelled the smoke and strong smell of blood and fire. After a few moments, a strong, terrible sound was heard. The earth and time trembled like a wire wand that suddenly hits thorns and dust. Sun and dust, and a person had a head and face. And this was exactly the fire that hit me. Yes, it was the sound of an explosion. I felt like I wasn't alive. I woke up with flowing blood after a few moments. There was no sense of life left in me. There I saw my dearest ones, how they were covered in blood. I saw the dates of those whose every wish I knew. I saw the dismembered bodies of my dearest ones. I saw how the place that had become a second home for me was destroyed. The pain of the Happians incident was worse than any other possible pain, but with huge regard, there were no painkiller for it. The case of that time is in your hands, and the pain is with me. Their promised wishes and hopes shouldn't be bronze with dead bodies. If I survive, I will make their wishes come true. I ran toward the exit gate, but I was faced with the closed gate. I had to stand on top of the wall. The wall was topped with barbed wire. My clothes were torn, and my legs and hands were injured. I just wanted to get out of that place. I pulled myself through the barbed wire and reached the alley. There were many people there, but they were all afraid of me. I begged anyone for help, and they ran away from me. I thought maybe my head is not in my body that they are so afraid of me. But the blood, the burns on my head and face made them not dare to come to me. In the same state as myself, I took myself to the hospital. I was in severe pain. All the words I remember were, "Please inject painkiller. I'm in unbearable pain." I had memorized my father number. I gave it to doctor to call. That day I was taken to 5 hospitals. I was in severe pain, but the most hospital didn't accept me and they didn't have enough facilities. I passed 2 operations in one day, and the big problem was that I didn't flinch, and I felt everything from the beginning until the end. I lost my left eye and my left ear in that attack. Still now, I have a lot of scars in my body. In those days, when it was difficult for me to get up, we had the entrance exam. My friends, my family, my teachers said that you shouldn't go in this exam because you're injured, because you have a lot of pain. I just removed my eye and still I couldn't eat or speak because my broken bone. But I took the exam with a lot of incidents. I remember that day completely. My broken bone was oozing heavily. I had no energy in my body. For the first time, I was taking the exam with one eye. But I passed the exam very well. After a few days, the result was announced. I finally succeeded and admitted to my favorite file with the very high scores. I thought I fulfilled the promise I made to my friends on the day of the attack. But unfortunately, still now I can't go to university. Because the doors of university are closed. But these problems can't stop me, can't block me away. I will fight for my education, for my right, and for all girls. I started to raise my voice again with a stronger determination and a stronger will. I muffled voice and a voice that never heard. The voice of girls who are deprived of all their rights, girls who don't have the rights of education. I had nightmares at night, and during the day I spoke stronger and stronger, because I had come to understanding that the only way we can get rid of this pain is education. An education that the girls of my country are deprived of today. I decided to be to the ones of the survivors. I became the sister of those who lost their sister. I became the daughter of those who lost their daughter. Because of all these activities, I was able to be among the hundreds influential women of 2022. My eye treatment was suspended for 3 months. It was not possible in Afghanistan, and due to financial bond crisis, it was not applicable in abroad. But I was not hopeless, and I was saying that I would work and get treatment as soon as I got back on my feet. Until I transferred to Turkey for treatment with the help of my countrymen, which I'm grateful of them. I had a lot of hope that my eyesight would return. But the first day I went to every doctor, the answers were negative. Even just because of my appearance, they didn't give a happy answer. They said that the pulling in my face will cause my paralysis. My ear bone is damaged and cannot be treated. But finally, I started to treat the appearance of my eye. Now, I have been under treatment for more than 10 months. And as you can see, it's improved. From the beginning until now, I have always faced with negative answers. But I have never been disappointed. Everyone thinks that it's interesting, but still now I hope that my eyesight will also improve. I will see and hear again. It's true that my visual eye is damaged, and I may not be able to see anymore. But what about my soul? My heart that is still beating? These wounds and all these problems can never take me down. Maybe anyone in my place wouldn't be able to see themselves in the mirror anymore. Maybe I can't see my former beauty in the mirror, but I see the strengths that I didn't have before I was a victim. I may not be able to see the world like before, but I do see my inner strengths more powerful than ever. These problems and limitations could never stop me down, but they become my strengths. There were and are moments when Sapphire wants to envelop me, notch me down. But I will go forward with all my courage, with all wants, and I will never surrender to the fates of the limits. I will continue to fight for the rights of the girls of my land, for education, for peace, and finally for life. My story is the story of victory over tragedy, and I will write all its chapter with hope, effort, struggle, courage, and perseverance. Today, I'm in here to encourage you to never lose your inner drive and persevere on the pursuit of your goals and dreams. You can achieve anything you want with your will and efforts. In all this way, there were always those who told me about my ability. When I started, they said that you can do it. Still now, there are some people that they are saying that you can do anything. But not only their words. All these problems couldn't block me away, can't stop me. I hope that my life story will be an inspiration for you and that you will always move forward with your strong motivation and faith in yourself on the path to achieving your dreams and aspirations. من طریق سعی می آرم به جا لیس للانسان الا ما سعی. کسی که گنج درون آکند به گوهر علم چه احتیاج به گنجینه و گوهر دارد؟ کسی که نقد معارف و دل ذخیره کند چه اعتنا به درود لعل و سیم و زر دارد؟ Together, let's go to new success and create life full of motivation. I want to add that whatever happened in your life, all the difficult moments you go through make you a better person. Every unpleasant event that you're experiencing now is preparing you for what you asked. If you need to be strong along the way, many trials will come your way to reach your goal. Many trials will come your way along the way which will carry the strength in you. Let's be honest. The world isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place. I don't care how far you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you permanently if you let it. But it isn't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. Finally, we will find the halo of hope in the midst of our present darkness. بالاخره پیدا خواهیم کرد آن روزنه امید را از میان تاریکی های امروز ما.